How many wins will the White Sox have in 2023?
86.
88.
90.
Good for you, Nani. Good for you. I couldn't get there.
Is he getting up for the letdown, Sean? Is he getting up for the letdown with this prediction?
My original. So I took the time and I wrote it all down on a piece of paper here. Trying to be organized, and I couldn't put the 9 and the 0. I couldn't do it.
And understandable. However, I want to explain this a little bit. I want to get your guys' takes on too, why you guys might be a little below this. I was reminiscing on last year, and it was very disappointing all throughout, right? Because we had high expectations for this team coming off a division championship, getting a taste of the playoffs. I know it was mostly a rout, but the electricity of that, game 3 back in 2021 gave you hope, right? And it's like, man, we want this atmosphere again. We crave it. We want to get back here and, revamp, reload, go back and do it again. This is supposed to be our competitive window. Last year happens, things unfold, bad vibes in the locker room, tons of injuries. You've got the Tony La Russa situation, all of that stuff. You got the Dallas Keuchel drama, all of that shit. Underperformance from so many guys that couldn't hit the ball out of the ballpark all year. And yet that team still found a way to win 81 games. In the moment, terrible, unacceptable, worst season in White Sox history. That's what we're saying. That's the narrative. However, that cast of characters, it's mostly returning, mostly healthy to start the year, as far as we know right now, was able to string together 81 wins. I have faith that they can get 9 more this year with hopefully some of the bounce backs, resurgence, better vibes, just fresh outlook, right? Sometimes you just need a new face, new voice. That's where I'm at, and that's why I sit at 90.
I like it, Johnny. I think the thing for me is, the new schedule. You're not going to have as many games against the Kansas City Royals or the Detroit Tigers.
I think that's normally a good thing. I think that's a good thing because it gets them on their game, and you got to bring it every day because we'd play down. The Royals kick the shit out of us for whatever reason.
That's true.
It doesn't matter how good we are. The Royals always dominate us. So less games against the Royal.
When we go in it's always like late August or early September, and we go to Kansas City for that 4-game series, and we're sitting there on the 4th game, that day game, getaway day, and we're always hoping to fucking salvage one. That's how it goes in White Sox land.
Yeah, that's what you would call that. That's so White Sox, Johnny. That's exactly what that is.
But very Soxy.
I think that there's just gonna be a little bit of a hill to climb to get that 9 down on that piece of paper, as Sean said. I think that there's still gonna be games that you would not have had to have played against some of these teams, especially on the NL side. That they're going to have a little bit of a tougher hill to climb than they have in the past. We'll see how, Pedro Grifol shakes out. But, one thing that sort of got me scared early on is Pedro Grifol saying things like, I'm going to keep this batting order the same. And we've sat on this show and talked about why, Tim Anderson and Luis Robert in 1-2 with Andrew Benintendi 3 doesn't, feel great to us. That said, if that's what he's going to roll out there, okay, we'll see if it works. I hope it works. But I still think that there's things that need to be sort of ironed out. And then my X factor to this, Johnny, you're not going to have Liam Hendricks closing ball games for you for the first portion of this season. And I think that, for a team that really relied on him to shut the door for the last couple of years here, the back half of some of these ball games could get a little bit interesting. And so if they choke away a few of them early on, it's going to be a little bit difficult to make up some of that ground. So I don't think that they, pass that 90, but I do think they're going to be in play for the top of the division. Sean, I'll turn to you.
Yeah, and it's kind of why I didn't get to the 90. And I'm with you, Nani. I think that these guys are going to get – I hate saying this, but because we're relying on it, but I think you're going to see those bounce backs, right? This is, as of right now, like you said, this team is healthy. Knock on wood, because that can all change very quickly, as we've learned over the last few seasons. But I just, getting to that 90, I don't think it's going to take 90 wins to win this division. I think they're projected at, what was it, like, not to get into all stat nerd stuff, but 84 wins or something like that, or was it less than that? 75, I don't know, but I like the 88. I think they can do it as long as these guys stay on the field. The biggest thing is these guys stay on the field. and it is cliche to say, but they are way too talented to not get there, right? The issue has been health. They haven't been healthy, at least their core group, right? You know, the guys that have been here, Luis Robert Jr. now, Tim Anderson, Eloy, Yohan Moncada, Yaz, you know, apparently is in the greatest shape of he's ever been in. You know, so if these guys can just do what they do, that's easily an 80-win team, you know. At least I believe so. Now things can change, but yeah, I think I feel comfortable with the 88, and I do have them winning the division with the 88.